Hello and welcome back to the live boxer review. And this guy is the first ever upgrade mecha, not just in Super Sentai, but just in general. We're starting off by just looking at the two machines next to the other three live machines. So you can see they look pretty alright with them. It's still kind of weird how Land Lion is just a mechanical lion. This is a hybrid between a jet and a falcon that can also have legs. And this is full on just a machine themed on a dolphin. And then these guys are more like also in that same vein. But I'll get these guys off of here and we'll look at them close up. Alright, so taking a look at Sci-Fire here. It's a pretty alright looking little vehicle. It's obviously themed after a rhino, and what's interesting is out of all five of the machines, this is the only one that's named after the Japanese name of the animal. It's called Sai is rhino in Japanese, in case you didn't know. But it doesn't really do a whole lot. It's got rubber tires, but it's pretty hollow. This part is die cast and this part's chrome. It doesn't have a whole lot going on. It does have these guns that can tilt up, and they would have firing missiles if you had any. I don't. For size comparisons, here it is next to God Bomber from Super God Master Force. And as you can see, it's a kind of similar size and honestly kind of a similar weight. And I bring this up because this guy was just the same. It was Takara trying to. I don't know if they were actually inspired by this directly or if they already had this in the oven, but it's kind of the equivalent of what this is trying to do in the same year, but just for Transformers. And we'll take a look at that later. But for Sci-Fi, to get him started for his transformation, you just want to take everything apart. Take the guns off, split this apart. These will obviously just be the legs. Take this, and these wheels will just fold up, and that'll become a foot. So we can put this to the side and take a look at Bison Liner. So Bison Liner is a little bit beefier. It's not quite as hollow. It has the same amount of die cast just on the head right here. And he's obviously themed on a bison. And he has even less going on. He doesn't even have rocket firing guns. He just rolls. And he does roll okay. Compared to God Bomber, you can see pretty similar size. So to get him ready, you just want to take this off and fold these in. Straighten this and push this entire die cast, these are also die cast, this entire thing up, rotate this back, and this will become the chest piece slash helmet assembly. Next, do the same thing we did with Sci-Fi, split them apart. Now this, this just does the same thing, and we'll attach it to the leg just to get it ready. Now these body pieces are pretty interesting. So fold up these wheels, take these out. These will obviously be the arms. Then this entire thing will come around and just fold up. And now these arms are kind of weird. You gotta extend them. Then you can fold them up, rotate them around. And you can see right here, there's a little notch. You want to push on that, and that'll be the head. Since this guy splits apart, he needs to have a asymmetrically placed head. And now we'll just do the same thing, but for the other side. So fold up the wheels, fold this up, click it into place, fold that up, click, and now you've got the torso pieces ready, and we can start combining them. So these will just slide up into here, like that. And like that, and you just have tabs and slots. So put the entire thing together. Now we just have to attach his little chest piece thing, and this can be kind of annoying. There's these two tabs right here, and you have to kind of, and also these fold out, and that's what makes this kind of frustrating. This is the combined mode feed spoilers, but you want to try and get this situated right, and yeah, there we go. So there's Live Boxer, and as you can see, he lives up to his name. He is certainly a box, but he's a pretty cool box. I mean, he's got more going on than a lot of upgrade bots that came after him. Let's just put it like that. You can give him his guns, which he curiously never uses in the show, at least in robot mode, and you can do that. But he's called Live Boxer because he punches people, so I never bother giving him his guns. So here he is next to an Optimus, and you can see he's pretty big. Here he is next to God Bomber. So you can kind of see the similarities. They're both made out of a bunch of parts, just reassembled together. But this guy was a lot more substantial, but it was also more expensive. This was, I want to say, about half the price of this when it came out. And they both do very different things, also kind of similar things. And finally, here he is next to Live Robo. And obviously, they combine. So let's take a closer look at that. Alright, so as far as prep, you basically just want to have him back in alt mode, but unassembled. And we'll start with Bison Liner. You want to fold these up, but without taking the arms out. And these will be combined mode shoes. Fold these up, fold the wheels up, fold the feet out, and you've got shoes. And we can take Live Robo, and this is what I was talking about with the paint on Aqua Dolphin. You can see it's chipped right here. I didn't get it chipped, it was actually in pretty good condition, but I wasn't aware that the combination kind of messes the paint up if you slot it in there. I have sanded it down severely, so now it's nowhere near as bad. But if you get one, just make sure that you are careful with it, or you do something with it. Also make sure to fold these fins out when you're slotting these in. There's no like real locking mechanism, it's just friction, so that's probably why it scratches up so bad. As you can see, it's getting pretty tall, so yeah, I'm gonna have to move back quite a bit. But that's the feet done. And for these are just gonna be shoulder pads. You can see there's pegs right there, and they plug into the same holes that the cannons on landline plugged into in line mode. So that'll just sit there. And then these are pretty cool. So you fold them out like this, and then this button right here, you press it, but you don't want to do this quite yet. You actually, because like this, you can see there's not enough space to do anything with it. Instead, I want to fold it back out, take the arm, and it will slot over it like this. And as you can see, it covers it completely. And then you just press the button and lock it all into place. Sometimes things can get cut up, but there you go. You've got a big old arm. Do the same thing here. Just straighten this out, fold it in, fold this out, press the button, slide it up. And the last thing we have to do is just this piece, which is going to be the new diaper / helmet. And this can be kind of frustrating. I usually do this first just because you have more room to work with, but you can do it last. Just sort of situate it like this, and yeah, just mush it in there. It doesn't have anything like super hard locking it into place. It sort of just sits, but it's a solid enough connection. And that is your Super Live Robo, and he is pretty big. really big, actually. I mean, here he is next to Optimus. You can see he's about 2.5 Optimuses tall. Let's compare him to God Jinrai, though. So here they both are, and you can see they're around the same size. Live Robo is a little bit taller, but not by much. And they both do certain things better and worse than each other. I definitely prefer the way this all combines. It feels a lot more solid. I don't like how the feet go in this guy. The arms are pretty cool, though. The wings on him are barely present because they're kind of low down. I like the new chest on him versus this, but they're both doing things that are kind of new, so you can't really. You have to cut them some slack. As far as accessories go, you don't really get any new weapons. You obviously have the guns, and these don't really have anywhere good to go in combined mode. Like, there's no proper place for them to go besides right here, which is their alt mode mount. That looks fine, I guess, but you can't actually plug them into the arms because the peg is too shallow and the fist is so sunken in like that. And I mentioned in the last video that Landline's guns are sided, as in they have screw holes both on one side instead of just being the same mold repeated twice. And that's not the case for these guns for whatever reason. Like, you can see you have screws on just the one side. And the only reason I bring this up is because there is this little hole right here. And I'm pretty sure that's just because of how this assembly right here for the little ratchet joint goes. But it does let you plug in a gun to the side. And that would be a pretty cool, like, combination gun for combined mode. But you can only do it like this because it's not properly sided. And I don't think I have like two pairs or a pair of the same size because I've had 4 of these and they've all been like this. So that's kind of unfortunate. I really wish they made them properly sided so you could. I mean, like, that doesn't look right. You can still give him his sword though, and yeah, that looks pretty good. I also didn't mention that in the last video, the shield can actually store right here. I don't know if it's intentional, but it goes in pretty well. It stays there quite nicely. So you have an option to put that there instead of leaving it off to the side. And you can put these here, like that. And then you can take the tail, just put it in the fist. It doesn't really go there, but it's fine. And that's the only way you can have him where he's got everything on him, and that obviously looks ridiculous, but it's fine if you just want to. I usually just have him with the sword and nothing else. But yeah, that's Super Live Robo. He's pretty cool. I like him quite a bit. I think he definitely influenced a lot of other Robos, not just from Super Sentai, but also from Transformers and Brave and such. He can be kind of expensive, especially getting one unbroken and complete, but I think if you can manage to find one, he's worth the effort. He's definitely a unique entry. But yeah,